So anyway, I think I'll jump into something today that I don't really talk about. First of all, I hope you had a great day yesterday. Um, I hope your Father's Day was, or your non-Father's Day was okay. Um, yeah, I'm starting to realize something. The person that I usually do um, crazy stuff with, the person I usually do, plant medicine with, acid mushrooms, edibles, that kind of thing, like THC edibles. She hasn't been able to make it into town for like a month, so I've been without those kind of substances. And I think what those substances do for me, at least, is they make life so euphoric and so beautiful that when I get back to my average life, well, I don't want to say it's average, but when I get back to my regular life, where I just wake up, I cook, I do something that makes me feel like not suicidal or homicidal. I try to get out of the house so I won't be, my anxiety won't grow, or I won't become agoraphobic. So I try to do all these things, and say if I do, mushrooms or acid or THC on, Saturday, my sleep won't be that great on Saturday night. And Sunday, I won't really leave the house because I'll be so exhausted from Saturday. I'll do a lot of writing, a lot of spiritual writing, but I'm still inside all day on Sunday. And then on Monday, I wake up and I'm so bored with regular life. Regular life just doesn't do it for me. I wake up and and I cook, and I'm like, this is so freaking boring. I do my normal stuff, and I'm like, God, Jesus Christ, man, and I'm dissatisfied with life because of this euphoric high, I have every Saturday. And then I was listening to this college lecture. The psychologist was having a college lecture about people with borderline personality disorder, or personality disorders in general. And you could even say the same for bipolar people. And he was talking about how these people with these personality disorders, they don't like safety. They don't like this regular life. They always find a way to make it somewhat chaotic or adventurous or crazy or dramatic. Whether it's talking drama with other people, whether it's causing drama, whatever it is, but we don't, they were saying that, we need something in our life other than the normal, because the normal's too boring for us. We're like, fucking Jesus Christ, life is so goddamn boring. Today I'm on the third day of not sleep deprivation. Haven't drank anything, alcohol wise. Haven't done any drugs or plant medicine. And it's cool, I'm functioning pretty well. I'm more loving, for sure. I think when I'm more chaotic, and when I don't have sleep deprivation, or I'm doing drugs, or I'm drinking, or my life is pretty chaotic, I become very viciously angry, very rageful, very homicidal. I start to not like people. I start to be very hard on myself because I get frustrated with myself because I'm so sleep deprived and just all over the place, all over the place manically, and life is so inconsistent that I just become rageful and start to hate people and want to kill people, and also want to kill myself. Because I get so sick of being me. And but when I find myself on these, functioning day binges, where life seems kind of consistent, without the drugs, without the alcohol, getting proper sleep, having like a normal routine, I become more loving towards myself. I become more loving towards others. Um, and the chaotic nature of borderline personality disorder or being bipolar kind of goes away because of the strict routine, the normal, average, regular routine. And that's one of the things that dialectical behavior therapy tries to focus on. However, with us, it's just so goddamn fucking boring. If you're, borderline personality disorder, or you're bipolar, you're just like, fuck, man, seriously? Like, that's so fucking boring, and, yeah, I think that's an issue. We appreciate the little things, I guess you could say, on these functioning normal days, but, like, we want more. We want chaos and crazy fucking adventures. I remember, I'm like definitely a recovering alcoholic big time. Like I got to the point where like I was getting sclerosis of the liver. I had to go to some liver specialist because I dropped down to like 136 pounds and I was like 5'11", and I had to get rushed to the hospital because my body was just shutting down. And so after I went to the hospital, they sent me to this sclerosis, doctor, whatever, and he just told me that if I didn't stop drinking immediately, I'd be dead in a month. Because my liver was already starting to go into the hardening stage of sclerosis of the liver, and I was going to be dead within a month. So that's how much I drank. I mean, like, Jesus fucking Christ. And I was also on medicine too. I was on lithium, I think, fucking, because my insurance sucked. I had to like get the worst fucking kind of bipolar pills out there. Fucking lithium, Jesus Christ. That shit'll eat away your fucking stomach like you wouldn't believe. Kidneys, the liver, whatever the fuck lithium does to you. That shit is nasty. But for all us poor people, we can't afford fucking real medicine, so we fucking get jacked up on lithium because they were like, your insurance fucking sucks. Here's some lithium. I'll see you fucking in the graveyard in fucking 5 years. You can be dead because we don't give a fuck about you. It's fucking crazy, man. They really don't care because they know that fucking lithium will kill us. They don't give a fuck. They're like, it's cheap. You're bipolar. Go fuck yourself. Big farm and fucking insurances, man. You got all these trillionaires and billionaires, and then you got like fucking 99% of us, who are, fuck, my God, you think they could give us a deal for like 1.5% of the goddamn population? The other like 98.5% of the goddamn population, they're fucking average. They're average people. Like fucking you and me. We're like 1.5% of the fucking goddamn percentage of the fucking like planet. And like it's just like, Jesus Christ, man. You think you could look out for us? Like we're the smallest population in the fucking world. God damn it, man. Can we fucking tear shit up? Man, we could fucking wreck people's lives. We could wreck our own lives. We don't give a fuck sometimes. But, I think that the biggest thing about, like, living with borderline personality disorder, or living with bipolar disorder, manic depression, is that the hardest thing to deal with, I'd say, from day to day is just the inconsistency and the confusion. Like, just the confusion is a motherfucker. Like, you'll be so confused so many times, especially if you have trauma on top of it and abuse on top of it. Like, I do, you probably do. Because, like, you feel certain things, you feel certain ways, and, like, you feel like you have no control over those feelings. You have no control over, like, the disassociations, like, where you just, like you're just gone, like you fucking, like, and you lose time, you fucking can't control that, like the hypervigilance, like where you're fucking scared all the time, like you're always like on edge, like god damn it, man, that's a motherfucker, dude. Like the other day, I was like fucking hanging out with some goddamn Cuban girl. She has no fucking idea. She was like 18 years old and shit. And like my friend bought her like a fucking like beer or some shit like that at the fucking liquor store. And like, we took it out of the bag and like we gave it to her and she fucking screamed out of nowhere. And this was like a big girl. Like she fucking like, wow. Like because like she fucking like, Jesus Christ. Just because she was so excited, we bought her like this drink that she loved so much. And like, I got all fucked up and I told her, I'm like, you cannot do that. Like, especially around hypervigilant people, and I am super hypervigilant. Like, you can't do that shit. Like, not like spontaneously. Like, if you're gonna tell me you're gonna scream in 5 seconds, I'll be prepared. If you're like, by the way, I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs for no reason because you bought me a beverage in 5 seconds, I'll be like, okay, I'll get myself ready. But like, I'm like a goddamn rabbit. I was looking at a rabbit the other day because I have rabbits all over my lawn. And they like to eat in the morning before the hawks come out. And there was no rabbits today. I don't know why. I think it's because it didn't rain last night or something. But yeah, I was looking at this rabbit and I'm like, I'm exactly like a fucking rabbit. Like, I'm all like zen and peaceful and still. But then if I hear a noise, I'm like, like, fuck. Or like they actually get desensitized too. Like I notice, I think they do. Like they'll, because they have so much trauma from being like on edge and hypervigilant so much. Like fucking rabbits are very similar to people with trauma. It's really interesting. Rabbits and trauma victims. I think we're the same. But yeah, I'm very similar to a rabbit. You probably are too if you have trauma. But yeah, no, just the inconsistency and the confusion. I'm so fucking confused sometimes. Like, I'll be like, I'll just like sink into this fucking depression. It was so weird. Like, it just happened like a half an hour ago. Like, I was all fucking peachy keen. Everything was alright. And then all of a sudden, I just got fucking super goddamn depressed. This was like 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? Like, and there was no reason for it. And I was trying to like tap into my subconscious and be like, okay, well, why are you fucking super depressed? And I was like, I fucking no idea. It wasn't like a memory, it wasn't a thought, it wasn't anything. It was just this overwhelming like darkness, and it was just like, wah. That's why I titled my ebook on Amazon, by the way. $3. Oh, you missed it, man. It was free all weekend. Oh, it's back to $3 now. I got 2 more free days in the next like 80 days. I'll have to find a weekend to give it away for free, before September. But yeah, the ebook that I have on Amazon, Joe Winterow, by the way, descriptions below in the description area. You should buy it. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome goddamn book. Yeah, the one thing I talk about, like, well, the reason why I titled the book, like, I'm feeling the darkness of suicidal depression again, is because it just fucking comes up on you. And it's that exact thing. I'm feeling the darkness of suicidal depression again. That's exactly it. That's why I titled it that, because that's exactly it. And like, you have fucking no idea why you're fucking feeling suicidally depressed. That's why it's so goddamn fucking confusing to have borderline personality disorder or to have borderline or bipolar disorder. Because, like, we really don't have control. And, like, I think that's the problem. That's the biggest issue. We don't really have full control of our emotions, how we're feeling, what we need. Like, it's just like, goddamn, sometimes we're just like, God damn it, I need to get fucked up and have sex with as many people as possible. Ah! It's just like, where the fuck does that come? That, like, dude, where does that come from? Normal people are not like that. I swear to God, normal people are like, yeah, I graduated college and then I found a guy that I kind of liked, or, I graduated from college and then I found this girl that I liked and we had some things in common, so we, settled down and we walk at night and we hold hands and we go to, like, Universal Studios. We decide to have kids and I have no problem with just having sex with one person for the rest of my life. And I'm like, how the fuck can you do that? I'm like, I need to have sex with as many people as possible on average. As long as I'm feeling good or manic and I'm not like suicidally depressed, like I'm just like hyper fucking sexual. And like I just constantly crave just like if I have like 5 days of routine and like I don't drink, I don't do drugs, after 5 days I'm like, what in the fuck is this shit? I need to get fucked up and I need to have sex immediately. Because it's so fucking boring. These regular fucking days. I mean, today's great and all, don't get me wrong, but it's so fucking boring. And that's the problem with being us. Like, regular life is just not enough for us. It's just not. It's like, yeah, it's cool and all. Yeah, I feel okay. It's calm and everything, but you're like, what the fuck? I need some craziness. So yeah, we have no control over our emotions, no control over the way we feel. We like sink down into like suicidal fucking darkness, depression, and we don't know why. And then sometimes we get super fucking happy, and like there's no fucking like okay, that's cool. And then like other times we're like fucking like weirdly like we have anxiety and we're scared of people. Where the fuck does that come from? And then like other times we're like life just is boring. And I remember this one time I was like talking to this guy in AA, and he's been in AA for like 35 years because he was a sick alcoholic, and so was I. So we get along like a motherfucker, me and him, because we got some crazy ass stories, and we're fucking like we're both alcoholics. So like so, we were talking one day, and I was like, you know what I miss? Because this was after I'm drinking now from time to time, but at the time, like I gave up drinking for like 7 months. I hadn't had a drink in 7 months, and he hadn't had a drink in like 35 years because he's like 68 years old. And I was like, you know what, G? I'm like, you know what I miss more than anything? Like drinking all the time? I miss the fucking adventure and the unpredictability. Like, you would go out one night with your buddies and you go to a bar and you meet some girl and then you just start like randomly kissing and making out with her. And it was like, fucking hey, man, this is so goddamn cool. It's so much fun. It's so adventurous. It's so unpredictable. It's like you don't know what you're going to get into that night. It's like, you're sitting at home and like, say I don't go out and I drink tonight. Say I just like, live in a regular average life, and I decide to go to bed and I wake up the next morning and the same thing happens the next day. I decide to go to bed. I wake up the next morning. After a couple of those in a row, you'd be like, life is so mundane. I think that's the reason why it's like very hard for us to like settle down with a partner and get married and have kids without fucking losing our minds and exploding or like, fucking just going off the fucking crazy end, because it's just fucking boring for us. And but if you have all these fucking crazy ass adventures, like holy shit, life is fucking fun. And like I think we need that shit. Like 60% of the fucking lifespan that we live. Like 40% is nice to have a predictable life. Dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, Marsha Linehan, therapy and all that stuff. But I think like 40% of the time or 60% of the time we're like, ah. So those are some of the greater issues with living with borderline personality disorder and living with bipolar disorder. Take it from me, man. I'm 42. I know. But anyways, everybody, I hope you're having a great day. And if you missed my free book this weekend, it's still on Amazon. Ebook, Amazon, ebook, Joe Winterow. I'm feeling the darkness of suicidal depression again. It's still on there. $3. It's the price of a Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's the price of a Starbucks coffee. And you're thinking to yourself, you're like, how am I going to buy a book? I need to buy a coffee today. And you're like, sacrifices. But you should probably buy it. It's cool. You'd enjoy it. You'd enjoy the fuck out of it, actually. You'd be highly entertained. Especially if you like these videos, you'd be like, damn, motherfucker, this guy gets me. This is some crazy ass shit. I can relate to this motherfucker. I don't feel alone. This is fucking awesome. I hope he writes another one of these fucking crazy ass books. Because the book is crazy as shit. It's fucking dark and like fucking suicidal and shit. But then there's other areas where I talk about like wanting to fucking kill people and how fucking angry I get within. That's fucking pretty chill. And then I talk about like some like crazy ass delusional shit where it's just like fucking funny as shit because it's just like funny as shit. Because it's like when you're like borderline personality disorder, bipolar, like you know, like sometimes like life is just fucking crazy. So I write about that shit. And sometimes it's funny. Yo, I hope you're having a great day. Love you very much. I hope you're having you're not having like one of those depressed days. And I hope everything in your life is okay. I hope you have people in your life that are somewhat loving, and you're not surrounding yourself around negative people, and you're surrounding yourself around loving people. And I'm sorry, I have to apologize. From time to time, I do talk about killing you and slitting your throat if you are a regular viewer. I do apologize for that because sometimes I can't control me wanting to kill people. It's fucking very hard because I am kind of a psychopath and I do enjoy the thought of killing people. But then I have like cute loving days like today where I love you and you're such a nice person and I want to help you. And then like 3 days later I'm like, you motherfuckers. I start spitting, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking slit your throat, and then I like get all angry. Get used to it. I've lost one subscriber because of that shit. I got like 5 subscribers, and then after I had that like I'm gonna fucking kill you video a couple days ago, one of my subscribers dropped, so now I only got 4 subscribers. What up? Holla! And your boy. Have a good day, guys. Peace.